From the outside, this camera looks absolutely identical. There are a few subtle design changes on the Insta360 GO3S with a bit of a ribbed design on the outside and a bigger lens guard on the actual standalone camera, but there is a lot more to this camera than meets the eye. There's actually quite a big list of improvements over the Insta360 GO3, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. So you've got all the information about this new camera, and the first one is 4K, and that's the headline feature. It really is a big upgrade over 2.7K. I've noticed immediate resolution and sharpness improvement of the image. The Go3 in comparison does look very soft compared to the new Go3S. In fact, I don't actually know why they've called it the Go3S. It would have been better being called the Go4. The Go4K would have been brilliant actually, with the fact that this now shoots in 4K. It's not only 4K, it's actually a higher bit rate. It shoots in 120 megabits per second compared to 80 megabits per second that the Go3 actually shot in. So there is a big resolution upgrade. From my testing, I've had this for about 3 weeks now, and it is notably better. The image quality is very, very good. I'm actually quite impressed with image quality. Low light probably still lacks because the sensor's quite small in this, but for normal bright scenarios in daylight, even in cloudy conditions, which is generally what we get here in the UK, it does look very, very good, and I'm extremely impressed actually with the image quality coming out of this thing. There's no focus issues, there's no sort of dodgy redness in the skin. Everything looks really good from the testing I've done. I'm really impressed with the image. Next, you've got Apple's Find My. So if you're an Apple iPhone user, you can connect this camera to your Find My network, and if you lose it, misplace it, it drops off down a ravine or something, you can track it via Bluetooth and even play an audible sound either way. So if you've got the phone, you can press play sound and it plays a little beep sound on the camera to let you know whereabouts it is. So that's a brilliant feature as well. Now, there has been some subtle design changes to the camera. The actual standalone camera itself has this nice ribbed design around the top. Now you can see that nice sort of grippy texture to the outside. The actual lens guard is a little bit bigger and has this ribbed effect around the edge to make it easier to remove if you're adding ND filters onto this, so it's easier now. But everything else design wise is exactly the same. Accessories that come with it have just been slightly improved. The magnetic pendant has this nice soft squishy back now to make it more comfortable. You can magnetize it vertically or horizontal on here for depending on what sort of video you want to use. And you've got the sticky mount now, which has a cover so it protects the stickiness, so that's improved as well, and there's stronger magnets on the cap mount. All these accessories come in the box as well as the pivot stand, which is the same. Now you've got magnetic mounting system on the bottom here, which works like so. It's really quick and easy. You can actually buy the quick mount, which is sort of a smaller one here, so that goes onto something like this tripod here, so you can just click it off like so and snap it onto that one with ease. It's really, really steady. It's not coming off there. Once it's on there, it's on there, it's not coming off. You have to press these two buttons on the other side to release it, so you've got that accessory as well. And they've actually introduced a new card reader for the Go3S now, and it works with the Go3 if you've got the previous generation. You simply have to put a little SD card, micro SD card in there. You plump that on there like so. It connects here and actually transfers the files to that SD card, and then you can plug this via USB-C or Lightning into your phone to quickly transfer the files over. So that is another good accessory that I fully recommend having for transferring files a bit quicker to your phone or mobile device. So what else have we got? So we've got 2.7K 50, you've got 2.7K 100 frames per second slow motion now, which is a big improvement over the 1080p 100 of the Go3S. They've scrapped 1440p altogether, so you've got no 1440p. It is just simply 4K or 2.7K in those frame rates. Now you have got the higher resolution 4K 30 in free frame mode as well, which gives you that horizon lock. It's actually quite freaky. It's like horizon tracking on the lens. Like I said, it's not the best in low light, but this demonstration in the mirror shows you what this horizon lock does. There is quite a substantial crop because it obviously crops into the image to give you that stabilization, that horizon lock in camera though, which is great. You don't need any external accessories for the horizon lock. So 4K in free frame mode. Free frame mode also allows you to shoot in a resolution and then change the aspect ratio in post-production depending on if you want to shoot in vertical or horizontal, so you can change the aspect ratio in the application or the desktop studio once you record it in free frame mode. So free frame mode is good if you don't know where you're going to be posting the footage. So if you think you might be posting it on Instagram or you might be posting it on YouTube, shoot in free frame mode. You've still got 4K 30, and then you can change the aspect ratio afterwards depending on where you want to upload it. So that's a good option as well. They've actually introduced interval mode. Interval mode is back now. They scrapped it for the Go 3. It was on the original Go 2, I think, interval mode. But interval mode's a great one for daily vlogging. If you want to basically set the parameters to shoot, say, 15 seconds every 5 minutes, you can simply put this on your magnetic mount like that and just let it record your day. And then interval mode does that for you. It turns on and off, it records 15 seconds, turns off, records another 15 seconds, turns off. There are parameters you can change anywhere from a minute to an hour in between shots, and anywhere from, I think, 10 seconds all the way up to 5 minutes of recording for the duration. So yeah, interval mode in video is back, and that's a welcome upgrade, because yeah, it gives it another option. You can just do a daily vlog. You can stick this on the cap mount, for instance, on your cap. Just let the camera do the work, and you can transfer the footage afterwards and let AI do the edit for you as well. So that's a great option. It really is a welcome upgrade over the Go 3. You've got interval video returning to the Go 3S. And there's a few other different software updates in here, because they've got a faster processor inside to help with all the different things like gesture control. Now we've got gesture control, you can start and stop recording with just a palm of your hand. Voice control, which you did have on the Go 3. You've also got pre-recording, timed capture. You've got a new kids mode, which actually prevents accidental touches to the camera if you want to give it to a kid and they don't stop recording or start recording without your say so. You've got that kids mode in there. You've got a level indicator option to let you know that it is level on the screen. Also tilt fix, which gives a little bit of adaptive cropping to the image to keep it slightly, if you're tilting it slightly left or right, to keep the horizon level a little bit for you. So you've got tilt fix on there. You've got jitter blur reduction, which helps with the POV magnetic pendant or the cap. When you're walking along, it helps with that movement a little bit. So you've got the jitter blur reduction. That's another software update. You've also got long press to cancel recording, which they introduced on the Ace Pro and they introduced on the X4 as well. You've now got that on the Go 3S. So if you start recording, you can simply hold down the record button to cancel the recording if you make a mistake or you don't like what you're recording. And you've also got double tap to zoom. It's not clarity zoom because you haven't got the big sensor like you've got in the Ace Pro, but you have got double tap to zoom on the screen, so you can zoom in a little bit. It does reduce quality just slightly, but I didn't really notice a massive decrease in quality. It's a nice little feature to have, especially if you vlog in, you want to zoom into something, you can just simply double tap or press the ×1 on the screen and it zooms in 2 times. They've added a new field of view called Mega View, which they introduced on other cameras. On the X4, I think it was Mega View as well. So Mega View's on here now, just gives you a nice wide field of view, and then you've got the other field of views as well. So that's pretty much it. Those are some of the other software updates. You've of course got other things like pre-recording already on here. You've got quick capture, you've got voice control, and you can change all the different menu settings and whatnot. But this is more than just a simple upgrade. It's not just a S. I'm surprised they did call it the Go 3S. I'm really shocked they just didn't go for the Go 4 or the Go 4K, because I know it's not much of a design change, but there's a lot more inside this camera compared to the Go 3. That 4K really does make a difference. So don't forget about that flip up screen as well. Fantastic for vlogging, so you can see yourself like so. Also, if you're getting any low down shots, it's really handy to have a flip up screen. It's because, you know, with other action cameras you haven't got that, and when you've got this on the floor like that, you sort of have to look down to see you've got something in frame if you've got it low down on the floor. With this, you can flip it up so you can see, if you've got it down here, you can see what's in frame. It really is very handy to have that flip up screen. I've been using the Go 3 for the last year extensively, and I've had no problems with that flip up screen. The durability is fine, and this is the same build quality, if not a little bit better. So it is my favourite camera of 2024 so far. The creativity, the size, the portability. Now we've got that 4K in there. I really did love the Go 3, but because you didn't have that 4K, that's the minimum we look for in 2024 really. It wasn't quite good enough for the standard of YouTube videos or the standard of video I wanted to record. Now you got 4K, this camera is my favourite camera so far. There is one thing we're missing, and that is the ability to add an external audio device into that. If we had that, this camera would be pretty much perfect. It really would. So hopefully they might do that. I'm sure it might be a software update soon. We might be able to plug a USB-C microphone into this, but you know, for the foreseeable I'll just be recording my audio separately, and syncing it up in post-production is one more step, but not a real issue to get really crispy audio. In normal conditions though, the audio is absolutely brilliant. So you know, it's only really for windy and bad weather conditions I'd need that external audio. Okay, that's it for this one. If you want to know anything else about the Go3S, please let me know in the comments down below. I'll try and answer all of them. This is not a sponsored video. Insta360 did send me the camera for free to review, but they're not paying for this content at all. So these are my honest opinions about using this over the last few weeks or so. So if you want to know more about it, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and press the bell so you don't miss any future uploads. If you like this video, you might like this one over there, and check out this playlist of Insta360 cameras I've done in the past as well. I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.